Hello everyone! Today we're going to draw an interesting Greek fishing boat that I saw this summer in Halkidiki, Greece. In this lesson, we'll first cover our art supplies and then tackle the key step of applying masking fluid to protect our highlights, making our initial sky and water washes a breeze. We'll dive into the wet technique for the background, break down essential wave painting tips, explore atmospheric perspective for distance, and finally, have some fun adding intricate details to our central focus. Let's jump right in and start painting this authentic Greek boat. For this watercolor painting, I am using Rosa Gallery watercolor paints, specifically the following colors: cobalt blue, blue, emerald green, indanthrene blue, yellow ochre, burnt sienna, cadmium lemon, cadmium orange, and madder red, along with white gouache. I am using Fabriano watercolor CP paper, 25% cotton, 300 grams per square meter. The boat captivated me with all its details: the buoys, cables, ropes, and the huge, rusty fishing gear. It's fascinating to look at and study all of it. Realism in watercolor starts with a detailed pencil drawing. Never rush this step. A strong initial sketch ensures a great final painting. I worked on this part offline. If you need the pencil drawing file, please comment below and I will send it right to your email. We'll begin the watercolor by applying masking fluid to the boat's outer border and small features. This is a crucial step for easily flooding the sea area later without worrying about the boat's shape or the white parts on the cabin. I'm only masking the outline and details rather than the entire vessel because my specific masking fluid removes the pencil lines, which would destroy our careful initial drawing. My watercolor process always begins with a wet-on-wet technique for the sky. I start by thoroughly wetting the whole sky area with a large brush, then immediately use that same brush to introduce cobalt blue. It's simply my favorite shade for painting the heavens. I also tackle the sea using a wet-on-wet approach. After wetting the entire area with a large brush, I immediately apply emerald green. This tone beautifully captures the soft, light turquoise of the distant water. I create the foreground sea by mixing emerald green with blue. Use pure blue for the waves and deepen the shadows with indanthrene blue. It's always challenging to paint waves. I use a dry, clean brush for lifting any excess water or paint from the paper. This technique helps me give the waves volume and highlight the areas where the light hits. Never use the same large brush for detailing the waves that you used for the broad first wash. A larger brush deposits too much water, which dilutes the pigment and makes the color bleed uncontrollably across your initial layer, killing the intensity. Instead, select a medium brush, lightly blot out the excess moisture, and pick up your blue color very thickly. By applying the paint with this denser consistency, you can control the spreading and effectively define the wave forms. The waves closer to the viewer must be bigger and brighter, and the waves in the distance should be small and transparent. Once the initial sky wash is dry, I paint the mountain silhouette on the horizon using blue. I start the stone pier, where our boat is moored, with a large wet brush and a wash of yellow ochre. I also use this color for the initial background layer. To create the green background trees, I blend emerald green with yellow ochre and apply it to the wash. I then define some rocks and stones using burnt sienna. Since the boat is the main subject, it's essential to keep all horizon elements muted and transparent. This blurred, pale approach creates distance and gives the viewer a strong sense of atmospheric perspective. We must let the painting dry fully after the initial washes, around 30 minutes, before removing the masking fluid. I prefer to lift the mask with a bit of paper tape. This technique is great for safely pulling up fine lines, ensuring no paint smudges the areas intended to remain pure white. time to lay down the first wash for the boat's smaller components. I'm choosing burnt sienna to represent both the wooden and metal features. For the boat's shadows, I use a mixture of blue and burnt sienna, resulting in a sheer bluish-gray tone that works ideally for shadow areas. I utilize the same blue and burnt sienna combination, but I thicken it up, making it richer and browner, to detail the metallic and wooden parts. This is one of my signature go-to mixes. For shadows and darker spots in this painting, I'll avoid using pure black or gray. I'll simply use this versatile blend, concentrating the pigment to achieve the deepest tones. I use cadmium lemon for a portion of the buoys, while the rest are painted using a blend of burnt sienna and cadmium orange. I use blue to paint the main color of the boat. Using a little burnt sienna, I am using madder red to depict the bright accent line on the side of the boat. I'm using a mix of burnt sienna and blue. Since our Greek boat is white and blue, the contrasting dark spots on it will draw special attention. Therefore, you need to paint them as neatly and interestingly as possible, because they are what viewers will look at first. I am painting the shadows inside the boat with a rich blue. I am applying the first wash for this line on the side of the boat using a transparent blue. A sheer wash of emerald green. I'm intensifying the shadows on the boat with a mix of blue and burnt sienna. For the background of our painting to appear ethereal and far away, we must eliminate any distinct lines remaining from the initial washes. I achieve this by dipping a brush in clean water, running it over the hard edges, and then quickly blotting with a dry cloth or paper towel to remove the water and soften the line. I paint the houses and the boat in the background with transparent colors. I use burnt sienna, a mix of burnt sienna and blue, and transparent blue. The colors need to be light and sheer so the background objects remain subtle. And now we've reached the most interesting part of the work. We'll start adding captivating small details to the boat to create realism. First, I'll add shadows using our saturated dark, almost black mix of burnt sienna and blue. I add shadows to the fabric using a saturated emerald green. I'm using the dark paint mix again. I'm intensifying the shadows on the boat with a mix of blue and burnt sienna. Using a little burnt sienna. I use blue to paint the main color of the boat. Using a little burnt sienna. I'm adding a bit of cadmium orange for brightness and highlights. I'm incorporating various fine details onto the painting with different colors to enhance the three-dimensionality and realistic look of the subjects. I'm using a mixed color of burnt sienna and blue, creating a dark tone to paint the tiny dark accents on the boat. using a little burnt sienna. I'm adding a bit of cadmium orange for brightness and highlights. I'm now beginning to add details to the large, rusty fishing device at the boat's bow. Since this element is in the foreground and will immediately draw the viewer's eye, it must be rendered with great precision, using the darkest paint mix and a fine brush. Additionally, I need to fully detail all the ropes dangling from the vessel. For the boat's shadows, I use a mixture of blue and burnt sienna. Getting back to drawing the stone pier, I'm starting by applying a new partial wash of yellow ochre, into which I'm adding spots of burnt sienna here and there. I'm finishing the boat's reflection in the water, starting with a dark mix of blue and burnt sienna, followed by saturated blue, and finally using yellow ochre to paint the reflection of the buoys. A bit of blue for the dark areas. We're painting the boat's name with a dark mix of burnt sienna and blue. I'm applying the last fine details to the drawing, such as the finishing shadows on the hull of the boat and the anchor. I'm detailing the white elements with white gouache. I'm applying the last fine details to the drawing. I hope you liked this video. Thanks for watching.